this rub test, you gotta look at this rub test like Genesis, Adam and Eve type stuff. Because
ever dreamed of leaving the ground level life behind? At U.S.
It's
Aviation Academy, your first takeoff happens on day one, guided by FAA certified.
I don't know if it's a good test. I don't know if it's a bad test. I think it's a revelation type of thing. And it's like you're going back to Genesis. So let's say it's a jack trap. That's what people call it, a jack trap. And this house is a choke. This house, let's say it's a choke house. They keep you in a jack trap. Okay. Well, you can look at it like that, but it's something more serious going on here. Way more serious, way more deeper. But you gotta learn about the situation people force you in. They say this family probably, they say it's a cultural thing. If it's not a cultural thing, somebody sold their soul a long time ago, before we was all born, before my daddy and them were born, probably even before my grandparents were born, and it was something just attached to this family. But I don't know if it's that. I think it could be cultural. I don't know. But either way, though, you learn about this trap. You learn about this. It kind of hurts you a little bit to know. It hurts you a little bit to know. When Jesus said, "Surely I tell you the truth, you thought it, you done it." We don't really take heed of that like we should. It's like, in my case, let's say I swapped the float around. Okay? I swapped that float around. I swear to God, I know it happened for everybody. I got my art abilities around me. I got my articular abilities around me. Alright. Let's say I want to know when dark and light wants you, the highest frequencies of those vibrations, the highest vibrations in those frequencies gonna come at you. There ain't gonna be no low vibrational demons. There ain't gonna be no low ranking angels. It's gonna be some high vibrational stuff, right? Okay, well, when they come, in the physical, the dark realm gonna completely take over it. And what I mean by that is that it's a lot of good energy working for dark people and don't probably know it. And don't bother, don't care. It's just a job. They just got a job. They just work for these people. They don't really care what these people got going on. But these people are Satan itself, probably Diablos and stuff. So these people are really dark. So it's like you got two lines of mirrors. You got two lines of energy. Okay? And let's say you want God, you doing good, you high vibration, you doing good, you just work for these people. You don't think nothing about it. It's a good possibility that you could be overlooked by the heavens. Because you are in that dark energy. You may not know it, and you probably do know it. Who knows? But you ain't got nothing to do with none of that darkness. You just want to do your job. Well, how can you see that on the physical? You can see that on the physical, like for me. How can you tell if heaven trying to warn you? If everything of the physical is completely taken over by the dark. By your articular ability, like your artistry, if you do music, stuff like that. And for me, my artwork, a shift. It'll shift real bad. And what it does, it turns like new faces. It'll just shift. And I can stop it, but I basically got to delete a lot of faces and just make it simple. But it'll shift. My artwork will shift. And once I notice that the artwork shifts, everything shifts. And so then you observe the energy. You can't use no technology. You gotta observe nature. You gotta observe nature. And it's like all these energies just change, bro. It ain't bad for me, because no matter if I go on, it is for me, because I'm trying to get to God. But if I go on the dark side, I'm gonna run things in the dark side regardless. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything gonna shift in the dark side and bring control all over to me. But I'm leaving the dark. I'm going to the light. This is where my flame energy get on my nerve. Cause it's almost like my flame is hurt. Cause she can feel us detaching. And her spiritual self is fighting tooth and nail to keep this shit from happening. She's strong. To me, my flame, I gotta say, my flame is low vibration as people think she is. She the strongest woman I ever met in my life in the spiritual. She got energy like I got, and I kind of see why people don't want to be around me when I met her. You know? And it's like she hurt. Her higher vibration was saying you can't blame her for wanting to fight for what's hers. Like, that's how she feels. And it's like we've been torn apart. But really it ain't torn apart. God actually taking, it's the proper processes. It's the proper way of taking each other apart. Okay, so I feel a pain. And like I said, we can still be friends when this is over. But her higher self ain't hearing that shit. Her physical self do little stuff here and there. It don't bother me. Her higher self bothers me a lot. Ooh, her higher self bothers me all the time. Wake me up. Cause she a lot stronger than all y'all, all the rest of these girls out here. I don't know who she is really over. I know she's a queen in another universe or something like that. And she an alien. Another thing, that she an alien. You know? She an alien. So it's like she's just trying to fight to keep what she feels is hers. And I ain't gonna lie, every woman I've been with had that tendency. They greedy, they get automatically, good or bad, they get greedy, they get clingy, and they don't, it's just overbearing, man. Cause it be like when we first get together and they just looking and observing, like, they telling me, oh, we ain't gonna do this, I don't want you around me like this. Then after we actually get together and come together physically, oh my God, it's over. They just so clingy. I mean, they could be out there, party animals. They'll go get their party stuff and come back around me with it. Just clingy. Just won't move, won't leave. And just so greedy. I don't want you to, and let's say we got an open relationship and they can just go wherever, you know what I'm saying? And I might be working or something. Well, they will the other women will say, well, y'all got open relationship, I'm gonna go holler at them. Ooh, wait. It'll be almost like a murder, you know what I'm saying? No, you don't. He belong to me. It's all mine. It's greedy. Just greedy. Every last woman I done been with, no matter the nationality. And that's why I ain't never had no women problem. Somebody just put me on display and got a kick off and humiliate me. I don't care about all that. That's all childish. I don't care nothing about none of that. But anyway, back to this test. So I'm studying and observing this test. This test is scary, bro. Because it teach you why Jesus said, don't lust, don't fornicate, don't commit sexual immorality, to the degree of we don't know nothing about this. This ain't in the Bible. And it takes you to this other realm of, how this forest need to be with this garden need to be with this forest. If this garden is with this forest, And if this forest is with this garden, this is the catastrophic event that might take place, literally, in the world. And it's like, that's why the world is so dysfunctional. But I can never teach on that, because people will be, the astro need oil. If I taught on it, people would be so timid and afraid to deal, it'll just, I can't even speak on it. It'll just take peace away. So, in this TED, like I said, when you shift the energy and that energy shift, I'm coming out of hell trying to get to heaven. So I already know all about hell. I know all about hell, you know what I'm saying? From your worst scary movie to your not so scary movie. I know all about hell. So when that energy change, that frequency change, I can feel it. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that shit. And like the person that I might be dealing with, good, but they don't know that they're dealing with some darkness, and they ain't dark though. They're good people. They just probably young or whatever. And somebody monitoring me heavy, so it's like somebody tagging everybody. Everything I ever looked at on my computer, everything I ever looked at on my phone, it's like somebody went around and tagged everybody they possibly could. So like God had to find me somebody. And so that's when it get confusing, because God, my father's a man of few words. He ain't gonna say much. So he expect me by now to know, But that's difficult still when people keep sabotaging your third eye. And it ain't nobody but that flame. And he know it. He understand it. But anyway, so when the energy shift, I might start cussing a lot. When you go into that dark, you're gonna have to adjust and adapt to that dark. And it's like that darkness that's locked up in that cage is free. It's gonna come out, because it's like a protection thing. It's like a protection thing. But the more you go into the light, the more it cages itself back up. It's hard to explain it, but we all go through this. We just ain't paying attention to it. I figured out how we not paying attention to it. If you got multiple partners, it's almost impossible. Third partner, it's almost impossible. I'm the kind of person that always just have one or two partners. And that's spiritually. Not really physically, So I'm adjusting in the energy like this. And it's to the point now I ain't supposed to be doing it no more, but I'm adjusting to the energy. But on the physical, this test is garbage. On the physical, somebody just getting paid off of humiliating folks. On the physical, somebody probably just getting paid off humiliating folks and trapping folks and trapping energy and ciphering. And on the physical, it's so petty and trivial. But on the spiritual, that test came from hell itself. What I'm trying to say is, let's say I'm trying to show y'all how this look when people sell their souls in the physical. I'm bringing y'all from the spiritual to the physical. Let's say generations ago, somebody sold their soul to keep people trapped. And let's say it's this game they playing. Let's just say that. I ain't saying that's a fact, but let's just say that. Okay, well, that test was gifted to the family. That's the way I feel, but I'm guessing it. And generations ago, before my parents were born, probably before their parents were born, some slavery stuff, probably. And that test is way more darker and sinister than what meets the eye on the physical. You can turn it good, but do you want to turn something like that good? Because God say don't do it. I see why God say don't do it. But anyway, shift your energy. Your energy completely shift. If you're going from 1 to 2 people, that's it. You can feel it. But a lot of y'all got 5 people. A lot more than that, but a lot of y'all got 5. I know y'all got a lot more than that, because when I was in the street, we used to have groups get together and they'd be like, so where your woman count at? Somebody might say 12, somebody might say 15, somebody might say 25. And this is at one time. Like, These women you could call every day. You got 25 women you can call, so you got 25 women you can call and see if you can chill with them for the day. And I know a lot of y'all got a lot of women out there probably, but I'm just saying, 5 to 2 women, 5 to 3 women, too much, cause that's a lot of. You're only gonna be able to shift energies twice, really. So if you got 5 women, 3 women, you ain't got no more energy to shift. So you ain't gonna notice your energy, cause you're gonna be going, shifting through those 5 women all the time, even in yourself. You ain't gonna notice your own energy. So when you notice your own energy, you can feel you going to the dark, and you can feel you going to the light. If you're not really ready for love, and a lot of people are comfortable in saying that they ain't really ready for love, well, they typically want to stay over in the dark. Everything that's of the dark. But when you're ready for love and ready to settle down, you're gonna tilt over to the light, and you can feel the shift. It's a fine line right there. But that's the only part. That's the only time you're gonna get it, when you shift that right there. That's the only time you're gonna get it. That's the only time you're gonna get it, when you shift that right there. And it's, for a lot of people, it's scary. People sabotage these moments. I don't. I try not to. I sabotage myself out of it through confusion. Basically, the devil always bothering me. Basically, just want to keep me on the low. And then when they keep me in the dark, they just cipher my energy. They treat me like crap. Keep me by myself. They just cipher energy. You know what I'm saying? I saw a guy sent me a message when I started going through these mood swings in 2018, 2019, and he was like, you guys chose to live in the dark, but your wife, she don't never show you no love. She sleep with everybody but you, but she love you. You know what I'm saying? It make your head itch. But she love you, but she sleep with everybody but you, and she greedy, don't want nobody around you. Yeah. And I be darned, I started going through this. I started going through it just like the guy said on YouTube. So it's like it's just been climbing for me, elevating. But that's why I say I don't know if everybody else got to do this test. Probably not. Thank God if you don't. But for me, I can't wait to stop it, because I can't wait to see the ugly faces on the people who think they got me trapped in it. But I'm interested in the test. I don't like to do it. I ain't saying that like I like to do it. I'm saying that like that energy shift is so dramatic. It's like I'm playing with energy right here, but it's dangerous. It's almost like if you are on cocaine and you quit, but you keep relapsing. You know the energy shift in that. Well, that's what this is. Everything like that. Everything like that. Cocaine, drugs is just a physical experience, which will be the same thing as an internal experience. So you with the drugs, that's physical. Sex is more spiritual, especially if you ain't physically in contact with folks. And I utilize this to see who I want to deal with. I started studying this when I lost that girl a long time ago. I told myself I ain't never want to lose nobody good no more. So I started studying it then. And you could bring it back in the spiritual, as long as you ain't physically in contact with them. So it ain't bad to be by yourself. It's a blessing to be by yourself, because you're actually altering energy, and you preparing and you prepping yourself to be ready to say, God giving you the chance to say, are you sure you want to be married and in the light? Or do you still got some things you want to do in the dark? And God is giving you those opportunities. He's saying it like a father would say to his child. You know, it ain't nothing like, I'm going to take you to hell, and nothing like that. It's saying, do you still want to deal with this that's in the dark? Or do you want me to put you in this light? I'm not going to put you in this light for you to hurt this person. So do you want to stay over here in the dark with these people? And I'm gonna give you the chance to choose through this spiritual journey with this test, because the test is probably evil, you know, probably bad, probably ain't supposed to do it. I don't know. And now let's look at this test on a revelation level. Now that for me is scary. If it's a revelation test, it's scary because the test got something to do with rapture. The test got something to do with the store, because what it is, you go through the revelation, the rapture, then the store. You go through the revelation, then they rapture you. They rapture you from inside out. They rapture your good about you, your good part of your brain about you, your good part of your heart, your organ, everything. They rapture you from the inside out. This is where decomposing come from. They'll decompose me all the time. They do. That done stop me from decomposing. They'll start decomposing. When they start decomposing you, they're going to move rapidly. You can stop them though, but you got to find the sin that you committed to make you decompose. Well, that can be difficult if you're a complete sinner. So it's like the revelation, rapture, and the store. And what they is, they're going to get you in the revelation. The revelation going to see if you for God or not for God. If you're going to be on God's side or not on God's side. Okay, and you're going to make these decisions. Say you're going to be on the dark side. Well, they're going to keep you in a comfortable position to where you don't notice that you finna get raptured. Then once they start rapturing you, they're going to put you in their store. In that test, you can see all that. So that test obviously will lead you straight to Genesis. Think about it. Because you got this test. It's telling you all about the oil. It's telling you what's involved in the oil. It's telling you the people that's involved in the oil. And it's telling you about what's raptured in the oil. So, and it's telling you the light and the dark of the oil. So if you go on to Genesis, wouldn't Genesis would only tend to the light oil? Boom. So the test is. That's why I say in slavery, somebody might have sold their soul to get some kind. And it might not have been my family. It could have been an organization. Somebody might have sold their soul to get some kind of game out of hell. That's what it looked like when you walk into your purpose. That's what it looked like when you walk into your purpose. So in my case, let's say I change my float around. God ain't got to say much, man. I ain't got to go through all that. God just be like, I ain't wild. That's telling me I'm being bad. And he can't reside in me if I continue to be bad. And that's just telling me to put my float back where I had it. Because see, my energy gonna shift with this female. And this other female is young, still got a long way to go. You know, the other one is evolving to where we need to go. So it's like, you wanna go here or you wanna go there? And it's like, the problem with that is that the closer me and this of the light female get, the more Satan take charge and everything around her. Even some of the things that God utilized to contact me, Satan will take control of that too. It's temporary though. Maybe most of the time it's 2 or 3 days, but sometimes it can be longer. And if it's longer, I tend to fail in them situations. I ain't gonna lie to you, I fail a lot. But yeah, it's like this test. It's scary as hell when you look at it like revelation. When you look at it like revelation, for one, you thank God you ain't with nobody. For two, you really want to use it to direct your energy more towards the Genesis type of person that you got to be to even be in Genesis. So it's time consuming. And then when you sit here and you say you by yourself, people say suffer. I'm not suffering. We preparing for Genesis. I ain't even been in here long enough. It was loud. I didn't realize how loud it was. That's my man Marty Martin. I ain't been in here long enough. Like, I know y'all don't see this and get this, probably won't get this, but even the doppelganger who's still in there better get it. better get it. You better get it. But it ain't bad. The main thing that I hate about the test is the people who think they got you in the jack trap. You ain't trapped me, nigga. Oh, excuse me. Went to the left. Said go come out. See why I gotta be here a little longer. I got a long way to go. But you ain't trapped me. You trapped yourself. You ensured yourself to go straight to hell playing this game. Because it's like somebody sacrificed Noah and then killed his wife, trying to kill his wife, trying to kill his bride. And that's what they're saying in the Astro about y'all. Somebody sacrifice, somebody unalive Noah and trying to kill his bride and death to his bride. That's what they're saying to y'all in the barns and stuff. They ain't talking good about y'all. Y'all got a rope the other day. You who in these barns and farms, y'all just gained y'all a rope the other day. Like 2 or 3 days ago, 5 days ago probably. Y'all rope. They started roping y'all in spiritual. That ain't good. You start roping, people start dying. People start falling deaf. Death fly to your family and everything. Stuff, this mysterious stuff started happening to you. They started roping y'all. So I ain't worried about this situation being resolved. I know it's being resolved. I'm just getting frustrated with the attacks from lovers, old past lovers that keep bothering me. Some of these lovers I never met. And I ain't talking about the new lovers that was supposed to come and got detoured. I ain't talking about even the worst of y'all. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about the old South Nose. Some of them I never met. Some of them I never met. I can honestly say my flame probably was one of the most in love people with me. I guess she was supposed to have been a lover. I ain't know that girl for 2 weeks. It's like she know all about me, knew me my whole life. Turned herself into a straight up doppelganger. I don't know her. Like I said, I tell her though, you know, when this smoke clear, the right way, we could be friends at the most. I don't know you. And it's like when she finally met me, she just broke. She just broke. And crying. And the main thing she said was that everything somebody said about you was a lie. And she wasn't crying for me, she was crying for herself. Because it was like they told her, she might have probably asked about me, and they talked real bad about me, men and women. Y'all better stop that. Then you want to act like you got a problem. Well, you know what time, yeah. I ain't going nowhere. So it's like she got redirected by these men and women and went to these old nasty people. And by the time she busted you and finally got to me, it was over. It was too late. It was too late. And that done happened to a lot of women. I never knew them. I meet them and they'll be like, you ruined me. How I ruined you? I don't even know you. And then there's other people that look like me that played them. Went up there and then one guy told me, he was so obsessed with me, or his friend told me something, he was so, his female friend said he was so obsessed with me that he made sure that he sleep with everybody I ever been with. And intentionally give them diseases. Like, it'd be crazy like that. It'd just be like that. A lot of y'all having that kind of stuff happen to y'all, you just ain't paying no attention. Sometimes it could be your friends, sometimes it could be your family members. They just with you. I had to separate from everybody. That's why I said I'm not suffering. I'm a whole leader. I'm in a position to strengthen my leader self. I'm not suffering. You know what I suffer from? Trying to figure out what God trying to tell me. Trying to figure out what God trying to tell me and trying to figure out what direction I need to go in. That's all I suffer from. I ain't got no problem. I don't have worries. If I did, I wouldn't look this good. I don't have no worries and stuff. I make sure I don't worry myself. I give God what's God and I give the Caesar what's Caesar.